Welcome back to another NHL 23 video. Today we're going to be continuing one of our series from NHL 2, and it is adding one NHL All-Star until you can win a Stanley Cup. So right now we got an interesting team. The St. Louis Blues have been one of the worst teams in the NHL this year. I mean, they have like 25 goals for in like 11 games. It's getting pretty bad. I mean, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl have more goals together than the Blues have combined, at least at this point in time in the entire season. Obviously, I think the Blues can turn around. They are a good team. They have good players, good pieces. But let's start with the St. Louis Blues. So just a quick reminder of how the series is going to work. Every year that we lose, we're going to go to a spinner and choose a random player from a random NHL team. So after year one, say we don't win the Stanley Cup, we're going on to year two, and then we're going to go to the spinner, spin it, say we get the Toronto Maple Leafs, we can add Austin Matthews to this team. So let's get into it. I always like to make a prediction. You got to make it fun. You got to gamble a little bit with it. I'm going to say it's going to take, their team is good. I don't know why they're playing so bad. I'm going 4 years. 4 years to win a Stanley Cup. Let's get into year number one. Also, I forgot to mention, we're going to be replaying year one over and over and over again. So everyone will stay the exact same age. So after year one, we're going to close out, get the new player, and restart the franchise. Looking at the St. Louis Blues roster, I mean, it's pretty damn good. Even 4 years might be a little bit of a stretch here, but they got the first line, 87 overall, Pavel Buchnevich. Then we got Ryan O'Reilly, Captain O'Reilly, one of the best two-way players in the entire league. Look at that. 91 defensive awareness, 94 faceoffs, and 93 stick checking. Definitely an absolute beauty. And then Vladdy Tarasenko, the sniper on this line. He's had a lot of injury problems. He's been back as of last year, but before that, look at that, 10 games, 24 games. Last year, over a point per game, so a really good point-producing player for the St. Louis Blues when he is healthy. So that first line, I mean, pretty damn elite. Pavel Buchnevich really got an upgrade after last year's 76 points in 53 games. Always been kind of close to that point per game mark. You know, good little player there from the New York Rangers. They just couldn't afford him anymore. And he's making now 5.8 for the next 3 years. So Pavel Buchnevich. Second line, this is where their young core really comes out. Robert Thomas, 23 years old, coming off a career year again. 77 points in 72 games. So a really good addition to this. He was drafted in the first round, 20th overall in 2017. In the middle, they got Braden Shen. And then on the right side, another one of their youngins, Jordan Kyrou, who again, another player who had a career year last year. It seems like everyone last year for the St. Louis Blues had a career year. The third line, we got Brandon Saad, 29 years old, 83 overall. Ivan Barbashev, who is another one of their younger players, 26. He's getting a little bit older, but last year put up 60 points in 81 games. This team was really good last year. I don't follow the St. Louis Blues too much just because from Ottawa, watch more of the East Coast. St. Louis doesn't visit Ottawa too often. Noel Acciari, and then fourth line, Klim Kostin, Logan Brown, who they got from the Ottawa Senators for Zach Sanford, and then Toro Pachenko. I feel like I did pretty good on that name, but this roster is pretty damn good. St. Louis fans, how are you guys basically last place in the league right now? Why can't your team score? I know O'Reilly's having a tough year, but this team is, on paper, fantastic. So very interesting to see how they simulate in NHL 23. Let's look at the defense here. We got Torrey Krug and Colton Parayko. I know Colton Parayko one year was an All-Star. Which year was it? I feel like it was probably, I don't know, it was a couple of years ago. Definitely not a point-producing defenseman, but he is a nice shutdown defenseman. If you see plus 28 there, plus 20, plus 8, plus 16 last year. So definitely a really good shutdown defenseman. 6'6", 229 pounds, big body out there. They got Nick Leddy. I always forget Nick Leddy's in the league. He's only 31, but for me, he feels like he's 46. I don't know why. And then they got Justin Falk at 85 overall, Marco Scandella, and Robert Bertuzzo. Can I get rid of that morale? Any way I can kind of fix this around? Sure. Whatever. We'll just leave it. Coach's best line. And then in the cage, this is probably where some issues are coming For some reason, they have Thomas Greiss as their starter. Definitely going to have that as Jordan Binnington. One of the main reasons why they won the Stanley Cup. He was electric that year. Let's go take a look at the stats there. Yeah, there it is. 913, 246. The years before, not too pretty. Not too pretty. Last year, pretty good, though. 4-1. 948, 172 goals against average. But that is your St. Louis Blues for year number 1. I'm going to simulate the year, and we'll see how we do. Honestly, this team's pretty good. This team is pretty good in NHL. I'm on the latest roster updates, I believe. So, surprised there's no kind of roster downgrades. But let's slow sim game number 1. The Columbus Blue Jackets at the St. Louis Blues. First period, down 1-0 as Alexander Texier gets a goal on Thomas Greiss, who for some reason is starting. Second period, we come back with 2 goals, Robert Thomas, and then Justin Folk. Let's get into the third period here. What do we got? 3-2-1. Thank you, Brain Shen, but Robinson answers right back. Power play, can we get one? Out shooting them 32-28. Another power play. Come on, power play. You can't be doing this to me. There we go. Toro Pachenko. They try to catch me with the hardest name on the team, but we got it. There's a power play goal. Robert Thomas makes it 5-2. Robinson gets his second of the game. Peke scores 2. Oh my God. Don't have this collapse on me. Thank you. We win game number 1, 5-4. Shen, Thomas, both 2 points apiece. But I'm going to simulate the entire year, and I will see you after the year's over. And hopefully, I think we'll make the playoffs here. I mean, who knows? Maybe we win the Stanley Cup right away. But let's get into it. With the first year coming to a close here, the St. Louis Blues do not make the Stanley Cup playoffs. The battery controller is low. Got to charge that too. But let's see how we did. 40 wins, 35 losses, 7 overtime losses. Looks like we missed the playoffs, the third place spot, by 1 point. 1 overtime loss is why we missed the playoffs here. That's okay. Leading the way was Pavel Buchnevich, which is kind of surprising, but not really crazy. He had 74 points. Vladimir Tarasenko, he's still an 87. Tarasenko, 68. Shen, 63. Ryan O'Reilly, 68. Thomas, expect a little bit more from him, 59. Kyrou, 54. Krug had a good year, though, 45 points. Barbashev. So definitely not our best year, but I wonder if it was because did Jordan Binnington play the majority? Okay, he did. Binnington did play majority of the games, and honestly, Greiss was better anyways in his time of 17 games. But year 1, a fail, but it's okay. Now we get to go and add a superstar to our team, and it looks like Connor McDavid leads the way with 99 points in 82 games. Let's get to the spinner. All right. We got all of the NHL teams in here. Let's go for the spin. Who are we going to get? We will be adding a player from the Calgary Flames. We have added a massive improvement to this St. Louis Blues roster. Jonathan Huberdeau, one of the highest rated players in the entire NHL, coming off a 115-point campaign last year, over an assist per game, will be joining Ryan O'Reilly and Vladdy Tarasenko on that first line. And just like that, our top 6 is probably one of the best top 6s in the entire NHL. So we got Huberdeau, O'Reilly, Tarasenko, Kyrou playing with Robert Thomas and Pavel Buchnevich. I'm going to throw Kyrou on the right side because he shoots. Actually, we'll keep him on the left side because he's right-handed and he can get the one-timer. Buchnevich on the right side so he can get the one-timer himself. And then we got Robert Thomas in the middle. Brandon Saad, Shen, Barbashev, Koskinen, Logan Brown, Achari. Defensively, this is where I kind of had some issues with the team. I was going to originally, instead of Huberdeau, I was going to pick up Jacob Markstrom to help with our defense. But it's hard to pass on Huberdeau. It's really hard to pass on a 92 overall playmaker like Huberdeau. But Torrey Krug, Colton Parenko, Nick Leddy, Falk, Scandella, and Bertuzzo. Defensive core stays the exact same, and for some reason, we don't have a -1 line chemistry here, so that's very helpful. But let's get into year number 2 of the simulation here, and there's no way we don't make the playoffs here. Last year, we beat Columbus in the first game of the regular season, 5-4. Almost had a comeback on. But let's see what we can do in year 2. Again, down 1-0 after the first period. This time, Jordan Binnington starting. Patrick Laine scores the opening goal. Second period, 2-2 Buchnevich and Ryan O'Reilly get goals here. Voracek gets one for the Columbus Blue Jackets, 2-2 at second intermission. Third period, starting off with a huge penalty kill here, able to kill that off. Moving on to 10 minutes left in the period. Got a little bit of a goaltender showdown, out shooting them 27-34 in our favor. I said that the complete wrong way, forgive me. We're going to overtime though. Let's see if we have a hero on our roster. Are we going to start off 1-0? Shootout, and there it is. Vladdy Tarasenko gets one past Elvis Merzinglis. That's definitely not how you pronounce it. Merzinklins? Never been a great pronouncer. Year 2, let's go. Year 2 in the books, and this time we do make the Stanley Cup playoffs, as in round 1, we take down the Minnesota Wild 4-1, but in round 2, we fall to the powerhouse juggernauts, the Colorado Avalanche. The Edmonton Oilers eventually go on and win the Stanley Cup in year number 2. This year we have a much better year with Huberdeau on the roster, going 48, 29, and 5, 3.3 goals for per game, only 2.9 against. Power play was actually pretty bad though. Penalty kill, pretty good. And if we go into the entire league here, we finished, where are we? Oh, not even, it's 4th in the NHL, so not bad, not bad. 7 points out of the league leading Anaheim Ducks, which, I mean, kind of a shocker to be fair. But leading the way was Vladdy Tarasenko with 89 points in 82 games. Huberdeau right behind him, 79 points. Robert Thomas, 74. Ryan O'Reilly, not really the point getter Ryan O'Reilly, but I think he does provide a lot of stability to that first line. So I'm going to keep him there unless we get a really good player in this offseason draft. And then in the cage, what do we have here? We got Jordan Binnington, another good year. Honestly, Grice has played really well for us over these past 2 years. And finally, leading the NHL in scoring in year number 2 was Nate McKinnon with 123 points. McDavid Draisaitl right behind him. But eventually, we got to get up there. We got to be the top scorer. 67 goals. That's a lot of goals. I've never seen McKinnon score 67. How many did Ovi get? Ovi, wow, only 45 in year number 1. All right, back to the spinner. Let's see who we're adding to the squad. Last time got the Calgary Flames. This time we are adding a player from, oh wow, that would have been huge, the Edmonton Oilers. But we get the Detroit Red Wings. Some couple good options there. We are adding a certified beauty to the roster. Welcome Mo Seider, one of the best and most exciting defensemen, or young defensemen. You know what? One of the best and most exciting defensemen, period. He is going to be playing on this squad. We'll put Torrey Krug up on the second line now, Parenko on the first, just so we can get that +3, bring Seider to a 90, Parenko to a 89. My math was not good there, but that's okay. Let's go lefty. Actually, we'll keep him on the right side so we can get the one-timer, just like Fulk can get his one-timer, but improving that defensive core. So let's go to the offense now. Huberdeau, O'Reilly, Tarasenko playing on that first line, of course. I kind of want to try Robert Thomas on that first line. O'Reilly's really good, but I kind of want to see if we can get, you know what, I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to go crazy here. I'm going to relax a little bit. Can we get this third line not to be a minus though? That would be very nice. Nothing really, eh? Could bring Logan Brown up, but don't really want to do that. Oh, if we bring Kyrou down, we're going to get a +3. Do we say F you to Kyrou? And you know what? Let's try it. Why not? Why not? Let's go. Year 2 was a fail. Actually, year 2 is not bad. But year 3. This is, I think I predicted year 4 to win. So hopefully we don't win this year. We win next year. But Mo Seider on the squad to help out with that defensive pairing. Game 1. You know the deal. Versus Columbus, we're 2-0 versus them. First period, for the first time we score the first goal. Pavel Buchnevich gets the first one past Korpisalo. Second period, add another one. Ivan Barbashov scores to make it 2-0. 2-1 now for the St. Louis Blues as Zach Rowinski gets one, but Jordan Kyrou gets a power play marker. 3-1, and we're able to kill a huge penalty kill. Come on, boys. Let's get another one. Zach Rowinski gets his second of the game and second of the period. But Braden Chen answers back right away to restore that 2-goal lead. Zach Rowinski completes the hat trick. I mean, this is a solo effort from one player, but we are able to kill off the game. What a game from Zach Rowinski, though. 3 goals. Shen, 3 points. Buchnevich, 2 points. So we will take that 1-0. Let's simulate year number 3. Now let's go. In back-to-back years, the St. Louis Blues make the playoffs, and in back-to-back years, we fall to the Colorado Avalanche, who eventually go on to win Stanley Cup. So basically, we're going to have to create a powerhouse if we want to win the Stanley Cup with Colorado in our division. It's a lot easier when you're coming from the east side. You don't have to play the Colorado Avalanche. But we do go 42, 26, and 14. 14 overtime losses is pretty insane. Huberdeau puts up 95 points to lead us. Tarasenko 84, O'Reilly 71, and then really falls off there with 40 points after that. How did our boy do on the back end? Mo Seider plus 32. I mean, Keck played 40 points, half point per game, so not too bad there. And then going into the entire league here, leading the way this time was Steven Stamkos, Barkov to Chuck McDavid, Marchand, Elias Peterson, and then we got Nate Chuck, Connor McDavid, where are you? Oh, you're up there. Austin Matthews, Max Pacioretty, Kucherov, Draisaitl, Aho, Patrick Kane, Mitch Marner, all over the 100-point mark. But I predicted year number 4. Let's go to the spinner and see who we get. We need a superstar here. We need someone who's going to carry us. All right, who is it going to be here? Spinnering it up. I'm going to predict the Colorado Avalanche, maybe? No, not okay. Almost got Buffalo, but end up with the Boston Bruins. From the Boston Bruins, welcome to the team, one of the NHL's most elite snipers, David Pastrnak. He's going to be playing with Jonathan Huberdeau and Vladdy Tarasenko, so one elite playmaker with 2 great snipers. Second line, Pavel Buchnevich, Ryan O'Reilly, and Robert Thompson. Top +5 for both the top 6, like it doesn't mean anything. We got Brandon Saad, Braden Shen, Jordan Kyrou, Achari, Barbashev, and Koskinen. For the Boston Bruins, I was close. I was close to picking up David Pastrnak's teammate, Charlie McAvoy. Sorry for the pause there. I forgot his name. I'm not going to lie. But I decided against it. I decided going with the sniper. Our defensive core is not bad. We have 4 players all above 85 overall. So could be worse. But we're going Parenko, Seider, Krug, Falk, Leddy, Bortuzzo once again. And then, of course, in the cage, Mr. Jordan Binnington. So, year number 4. This is the year I predicted we do it. This is the year I predicted we do it, so let's do it. We're 3-0 against Columbus on opening night. Just saying. Can we make it 4-0? I certainly hope so. First period. Okay, not the best start here. Down 3-0. Second period, we do get a goal from Parenko, but down 4-1. Maybe that's what we need, though. We won our first game for 3 straight years, ended up losing in the playoffs. If we lose game number, Zach Growinski, this guy's an absolute hero. Last time we played him has a hat trick. This time has another goal. Down 5-1. Not the prettiest game from the St. Louis Blues, but I'm okay with it because it's going to break the routine of not winning the Stanley Cup. 1 goal for, what can you do? Year 4, let's get the simulation done. We were so close. We were up 3-1 in the Stanley Cup Finals versus the Washington Capitals. Then we lose 1, 2, 3 straight games to fall. No, we almost had the perfect prediction, but we go all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals in year number 4, eventually falling in 7 games to the Washington Capitals. And I think the big thing here was the Colorado Avalanche did not get out of round 1, so we didn't have to play them. But tough year. We were close. Leading the way was David Pastrnak, 97 points. Jonathan Huberdeau right behind him, 94. Robert Thomas, 87 points. Ryan O'Reilly actually has a career year on the second line, which is interesting. Buchnevich, Tarasenko did not play that well. Very interesting. Okay. Note it for next year. Jordan Kyrou, Shen, Saad, Barbashev, Parenko, Seider plus 30. Only 33 points, but plus 30. Beautiful. Love to see it. But back to the drawing board here for year number 5. Just give us McDavid. Give us McDavid or Austin Matthews or Alexander Ovechkin or Nikita Kucherov. Oof, Kucherov. Do we want Kucherov? Or do we want Victor Hedman or Vasilevsky? Tampa Bay's a tough one. We have added the highest rated goalie to this team. Welcome to the squad, Andre Vasilevsky. I was torn. I really want to pick up Hedman, but you just can't. You can't say no to Vasilevsky. A 94 overall goalie, you got to get that on the team. So looking at our squad now, I'm going to just keep it as best lines as coach wants. I would like to put Robert Thomas up, though. I'm going to put Robert Thomas up. That's the only change I'll make here. I like the +5 it gets, but Huberdeau, O'Reilly, Pastrnak, Tarasenko, Robert Thomas, Buchnevich, Sad, Shen, Kyrou, Achari, Barbashev, Koskinen, and then on the back end, we will put Parenko back on that first line, Krug, and then Falk. We haven't really touched the back end. All we have is Mo Seider that we've added, but I think our back end's pretty damn good. And with Vasilevsky, I think it got a whole lot better. So year number 5 is this finally the year that the St. Louis Blues can get it done. We're going to simulate game number 1. You know how it goes. First period, 2-1. Texier gets a goal, but we get one from Klim Kostin and Vladdy Tarasenko. Second period, okay, Huberdeau gets one. I thought Vasilevsky wasn't in the net. I was about to freak out. Gustav Nyquist gets one for the Blue Jackets. And we have a 3-2 lead heading into the third period. Can we hold on? This is why we get a goalie like Vasilevsky to lock it down. We're getting outshot here, but can we hold on? 5 minutes left in the game now. Can we get an insurance marker? Ask and you shall receive. Ryan O'Reilly, Captain O'Reilly, gets us a 2-goal lead, and that's all we need to close out the game here. Vasilevsky, first star. Huberdeau, 2 points. Ryan O'Reilly with the insurance marker. Year number 5. Let's get the simulation done. I'm predicting 61 wins here. We just can't slay our demons of the Colorado Avalanche. For the 3rd time in this series, the Colorado Avalanche have eliminated us from the Stanley Cup playoffs. This time, they just swept us. Why not? Just sweep you under the rug. We don't deal with you later. Not like you have one of the best teams the NHL has ever seen. We go 53, 22, and 7. David Pastrnak leads the way with 116 points. O'Reilly, 98 points. A really, really good year out of him on that first time with Huberdeau and Pastrnak. Everyone on the team, I mean, everyone did great. Everyone did great. The only minus player on the team is Noel Achari, but it just wasn't enough still as Colorado's just too good. Austin Matthews and David Pastrnak tied for the league lead in points, but back to the drawing board for year number 6 here. Last time we got one of the best options we could get, the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm feeling this time it's going to be the Ottawa Senators. It is, oh my God, we were so close to having Nathan McKinnon, but we get the Chicago Blackhawks, and you know what we're taking here. Welcome to the team, Patty Kane. Let's be honest. This roster is absolutely disgusting. Huberdeau, Ryan O'Reilly. The only thing we're really missing is that first line center, that 1C. But I feel like, Ryan O'Reilly is an amazing center, 88 overall still. But we could use one. So we got Huberdeau, Ryan O'Reilly, Patty Kane from the Chicago Blackhawks. What an addition to the squad. Look at this guy's stats. Absolutely marvelous. Can be a really good sniper for us and hopefully can bring us to the promised land as a Stanley Cup champion himself. We got Buchnevich on the second line with Braden Shen, who is going to be... Actually, we'll keep Robert Thomas on the third line. That's fine. Look at the third line. Oh my God, this team's nasty. Braden Shen, Pastrnak playing second line. Third line, Jordan Kyrou, Robert Thomas, and Vladdy Tarasenko. Then fourth line, Brandon Saad, Ivan Barbashev, and Klim Kostin. Defensively, you know the deal. Go like this. Get the -1, but I think we'll live with it. And in nets, of course, Andre Vasilevsky. So, boys, we're on year 6 now. As long as we don't have to play the Colorado Avalanche, we got a good shot at doing this. I think, we got to get past Colorado somehow, though. Game number 1 versus the Columbus Blue Jackets. We are 4-1 versus them right now. So, pretty good track record versus these Blue Jackets. But for the 6th time, let's see how the simulation goes here. First period, 3-2. Braden Chen, Justin Folk, and Brandon Saad get goals for your St. Louis Blues. The Columbus Blue Jackets get goals from Patrick Laine and Texier. Second period, Boone Jenner, captain of the Blue Jackets, gets a goal. Let's go. Third period here, all knotted up at 3. Huge penalty kill to keep it tied at 3. And then Pavel Buchnevich gets a goal with 11 minutes. And then we take a penalty right away. But once again, the boys kill it off. Power play. Can we get the insurance marker? All right. Vasilevsky, stand on your head. Don't let one more in. and we will take that 4-3 victory. And Braden Chen 2 points, Buchnevich 1 point, and Torrey Krug with 2 apples. Year 6, let's get the simulation done. Year 6 is the year the Stanley Cup champions are your St. Louis Blues. Look at that. We were down 3-2 in the Stanley Cup Finals. We come back and win 2 straight to take home Lord Stanley Cup. Leading the way, none other than Patrick Kane, 34 points in 22 games here. But let's go take a look. We finished 48, 29, and 5. Pastrnak with 96 points. But the playoff tree, we didn't have to play Colorado. That was the key to success for us as we took down the St. Louis Blues, the Nashville Predators, the Edmonton Oilers, and then finally the Carolina Hurricanes, which is beautiful to see. Leading the way in stats, Pastrnak 96, Patty Kane 90, Huberdeau 90, Buchnevich 72, O'Reilly 72, Shen 60, Tarasenko 51, but playing on the third line, but minus 15. That's incredible. They are probably the highest rated third line in the entire league, but all minus players. But the most important part right here, the St. Louis Blues are Stanley Cup champions, Clarence S. Campbell champions. Anyone win an award here? There you go. Patty Kane with the Conn Smythe. Anyone else here? That's it. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay. The St. Louis Blues are Stanley Cup champions. All is right in the world once again. Thank you to all the roster players we had to add, but that's okay. But that is going to do it for this video. Let me know in the comments below what NHL team I should do next. This is the first team I'm doing for NHL 23, so I'll always try switching up the players. So, for example, if I get Chicago again next year, maybe I'll pick up another player like who. God, they don't have too much options there, but I'm sure we can figure it out. But let me know in the comments who you want to see do next. Thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. As always, have a great day. Cheers.